The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. What is going on, my Go Squad? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode number 339. We are streaming live, as always, on YouTube to over 150 countries worldwide. If you're out there in the live chat, go ahead and say something. We don't know that you're out there unless you do. If you're watching this in replay or listening to this in podcast form, right. Inside joke in the back chat. If you're watching this in replay or listening to this in podcast form, the conversation does not have to end here. Utilize that comment section below. Let us know how attractive we are, how silky smooth and berry white my voice is. It helps my ego and it helps me feel confident, because if you know me, I'm not a very confident person. I always need uplifting from outside sources. So please do that for me, because I'm feeling a little self-conscious, about me and my life right now. So I appreciate you guys very much. If you would like to text into the show, yes, you can text into the show. Utilize the Ghost Tactical Hotline presented by our good friends over at Wilder Tactical. That number is 530-364-4678. And go visit our friends over at wildertactical.com. Great company, great people, great gear. If you're looking for nice war belts, duty belts, whatever you want to call them, all sorts of cool stuff they got over there. Med kits, everything. They got it all over there, and they're really, really good people. So let them know that Ghost sent you and tell them thanks. More importantly, if you're a veteran, really anybody, but especially if you're a veteran and you're in that hole or you're in that darkness and you're looking for that light, call me, text me, email me 24/7. I cannot give you medical advice, but I might be able to help you through some stuff. More importantly, I could probably just be a good ear to listen to you, because sometimes that's the most important thing, is just to listen. If you are looking for someone to get you towards some medical attention, remember two things. One, you are not alone in this fight. You got a lot of brothers out here that are willing and able to Windows update. Do not update now. Let's do that mañana. How about that? Sorry about that. I thought we had fixed that problem, but I guess not. But you have a lot of brothers out here that are willing to help you in any way possible. And number two, the world is a much better place with you in it. So please utilize the Veteran Crisis Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. Once again, 1-800-273-8255 veterans. Press the number 1. We are spotlighting, as always, the United States Marine Corps. If you have any questions on what it takes to earn the title of United States Marine, see the website marines.com. And as always, we're a proud member of the Self-Defense Radio Network. Go check out all your favorite pro gun, pro 2A podcasts over at selfdefenseradio.net. Let's get this off of my ugly mugs and say hello to the merry band of idiots for the night. And yes. From Anderson Manufacturing, we've got Kyle. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Doing good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Always, brother. Always. You guys been crazy busy, huh?
Yes, sir. And got the new CEO, new marketing director on deck, and it's awesome, man. I'm excited to see where this next level takes us. So
yeah, I'm really excited for you. And we were talking, privately, and you're talking about the motivation that the CEO is bringing, and I love the fact that he's bringing energy, and he knows people's names, and he's walking up and down the halls trying to motivate everybody. That's not saying that wasn't happening before, but maybe like a change of scenery and all that. It's kind of a cool thing sometimes,
Very cool, man, and very positive impact all around. So, like I said, still new, so still feeling it out, but It's definitely heading in the right direction from my perspective.
What happens in the next year, 2 years with ideas and different things that are going to be implemented and take you guys to that next level, which is going to be really, really fun. Calaveras, we'll get to that question. That's a good question. We'll get to that here in a little bit. You guys are gearing up for NRAM. I know you guys are leaving early next week, and you guys are going to be at the Primary Arms Range Day on Thursday, correct?
Yeah, we're going to be there. This weekend, we're going to be at Kentucky Elk Fest. Then we hop in the truck, hitch up the trailer, head out to Texas, head out towards you guys, you and Clover.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you next week for sure. I think I get in Thursday evening sometime. I'll be driving 6 hours from door to door. So I get to go home, which is kind of fun always to go back to Dallas and all that. So yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody again and hopefully covering a pretty good show. It's interesting. I've been hearing a lot of people, a lot of companies like backing out and all that. So it'll be really interesting to see what all plays out with manufacturers and companies either showing up or not. Who knows?
Yeah. I wasn't aware of that. That is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's an NRA thing, if it's a money thing, if it's a time of year. I mean, look, let's just be honest. You know, I think Chase and I were talking about this at one point, and you know, it's interesting timing. Last year was the end of April. I thought that was a pretty good time. But that said, middle of May across the country is when a lot of people's graduations are, and that's kind of brutal sometimes. You know, you're going to choose going to a work show, which you may have to, and miss your kid's graduation or whatever. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see it. It's a lot better than it was a few years back when they put it on Memorial Day weekend, which was a travesty for a lot of people because it is what it is.
I will say it did impact me in that regard as well. I mean, I'm missing my daughter's junior prom because of this.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. But
yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. From the weirdest state in the union, the only state that has 4 letters, it takes 2 people to spell it out. From the weird state of Ohio, we have Chris from the 7-4. What's up, homie?
Thanks for the invite. Glad to finally get back on here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, glad to have you. I know you've got a show coming up. Was it Thursday night with SAR? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Good people. I don't know many people over at SAR anymore. They literally a year or two ago, they literally had one person working there from the old crew. They got a brand new crew over there, but it's a good company, good people. So yeah, looking forward to that one for sure. What you got going on? Anything besides reviews? You're cranking them out, Miro.
Yeah, I've been finally able to get back out and film. I finally got into the doctor, and they got my knee somewhat.
Yeah, it was good to hear. I mean, it's not good to hear that you have a little bit of arthritis, but it's good to know that it's not structural damage, you know?
Oh, yeah, that was what I was paranoid about, was I was going to go in there, going to tell me I needed surgery. So cortisone shot later, and I'm back at it. So, yeah. Yeah,
the knee surgeries are not fun. Been through them and not fun. But luckily, so far, you don't need one, and we get her. I know you're not heading to NRAM this year, correct?
Yeah, you know, now it's funny because you brought that up about graduations and stuff, and I'm glad I didn't sign up because I would have had to back out. Christian's graduation's that weekend. Yeah. And I don't think I would be able to do all that walking right now.
You probably, so. I mean, even if you wanted to, it would have been difficult for a while and contribute to the discussion. I kind of do it on that. And do I trust you to do the job of a wrench? So hang around for a while and keep showing up and being part of the conversation. And you never know. I actually need to kind of cull through some of my wrenches. I think some of the people that have wrenches don't even watch my shit anymore. So probably need to take care of that. But yeah, no, George, it's one of those things where just be part of the discussion and be around and be included. And yeah, there you go. That's the biggest. But I don't do it like for Patreon channel members. If you are Patreon, chances are you probably have one already because you've been around for a while. Or not Patreon, but channel memberships. But I don't do that just because you're a channel member is you still kind of have to earn that wrench, because it sounds weird. Having a wrench, especially today in today's YouTube, could be incredibly important. Chase, you are definitely not trusted with one. Matter of fact, I need to mute you most of the time. But no, like, a lot of people come in, and a lot of people are woke out there, and a lot of people come in and start getting offended or just act like they're offended, or they'll just come drop in and drop some ignorant bullshit. And I've got to be able to trust when you're running a show. Most people don't do anything like this. They don't understand the back end. I've got to manage and monitor everything. So having those trusted wrenches out there, they can take care of that stuff pretty quickly, where it's banning someone or timing them out or whatever. So it's probably more important than ever with all of the hurt feelings in this world today. But yeah, appreciate you. And no, Chase, you are definitely, speaking of Chase, he is the cheeseburger in paradise from EAA. What's up, homie?
What's up, buddy? What's going on?
I don't know it, man. What about you?
I mean,
I see that you've got Clover Tax Glam Shot as your avatar. That's pretty good. I like that.
I do. He wants to know where to go at. Now that he's elevated himself, he needs to know where to go at.
I think the gold must be like in his bank account, because he's a celebrity now.
He is. He's A-lister. He's gonna forget all us.
We'll see. We'll see. You know what they say about when you reach that mountaintop, it's a pretty, hard fall down. So I just hope he stays on top of that mountain, or at least on top of that pot of gold,
Just stay away from the train tracks up there.
Stay within train tracks or the barns, you'll be all right. Speaking of which, the newest Time Magazine Celebrity of the Year. Man, this guy was at the Met Gala last night. Like, you see him all over the place. He's got glam shots. He's got an entourage now. I tell you what, it doesn't get any bigger than this. From the great state of Texas, the gatekeeper of Texas and celebrity. I don't even know how to say it. Celebrityisms. This guy is the
celebritarian.
Man.
A celebritarian.
Yeah, you are a celebritarian. Yeah, celebritarian. What's up, Clove? How you doing, man?
I'm all right, dude.
I always love people pumping out, that I'm a celebrity post. That's awesome, man. It was great to see that this morning. It's awesome. It just made my day this morning. I was like, oh shit, I got 24 hours to fuck with him as hard as I can at this point.
Yeah.
You got a shotgun for me?
The Purdy number 86, maybe.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, you would.
That doesn't mean sure is Purdy.
That's true. This is true. Chase probably knows what it is.
Oh, I know what a Purdy is for sure.
Oh yeah. So, a couple 100 years old, double barrel, flintlock, 16 gauge. Pretty sweet.
16 gauge, the gentleman's gauge, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see much stuff. Well, I guess 200 years ago is probably, there's a reason why it's called a gentleman's gauge. I'm assuming it was more prevalent, but like you don't see, at least I don't, but you don't see 16 gauge offered in a lot anymore. Why is that? Because I'm shotgun ignorant. So
20, I think 20 closed the gap.
It did it? Okay. So 20 kind of took over that spot, I guess.
I think so. What do you think, Chase?
It's really 20 gauge kind of just came in there and just took it away. Because it's the best of most worlds in a shotgun gauge, really.
Yeah. So back in the day, like, I mean, this is a little history question, and anyone that knows this can answer, because obviously I don't. But like, what made the 16 gauge the gentleman's gauge back then? Like, what was so good about it that people liked it so much? Was that like a new thing back then? Or I mean, I don't understand like why the 16 was the one that they chose to be the gentleman's gauge.
I think as smokeless powders became a little more advanced and a little more prevalent, I think that was part of it. And I think as hull technology also increased, I think, like I said, that lent itself to 20 gauge kind of filling that gap, so to speak.
Gotcha.
And things like an A5, it didn't knock your teeth out like a 12 gauge did.
Right. True. Yeah.
They've got a 4-barrel shotgun on here too.
Yeah, Purdy did a 4-barrel. Yeah.
A 4-barrel. How many?
Number 40, maybe.
It says a 20 bore, so I'm assuming that means 20 gauge.
20 gauge, yeah.
So how would the trigger on that, something like that, on a 4-barrel work?
Looks like it's a double barrel stacked. It's still got the lever where you switch barrels, but I mean, you only got 2 ways to go, unless it's got 4 selections. I don't know.
It's interesting. I couldn't afford it anyway.
Or if it's one of the old like duck and grouse guns they used to they would literally just shoot into a flock, and you have 2 barrels go, 2 barrels go.
Yep.
Okay, so it's going to work primarily like a double barrel, but you just do it twice with. I mean, I don't know. That's weird. That's interesting to me. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right. This is the time that before we do that, I want to bring up something, and I'm going to share the screen real quick and talk a little bit about our friends over at Walk the Talk America. And
they're crushing that fundraiser.
They are, man. Thanks, man. And Chris Chang obviously helped promote this thing and start it up, but they are. I've donated already, and I know a lot of people already have. But if you haven't and you're interested in supporting Walk the Talk America, they're trying to raise $100,000 by, I guess, tomorrow night at midnight Pacific time. And they've already reached over $85,000 of the $100,000 raised. Thank you. There's been some corporations and industry friends that have donated large sums of money, but a lot of it is the $50, $100, $20 that the community has raised. And I'm not saying that you need to. I would never say that you have to go over there and do that, because if I did, then that's just weird. I am going to put the link out there. And if you haven't and you're willing to donate anything, even if it's $5, whatever, obviously all that helps in Walk the Talk America's cause, which you guys know is a phenomenal cause. But yeah, there's the link out there in the chat, and I'll put it in the description. So if you're watching this in replay or listening to podcasts, it'll be in the description. But if you've got a few extra bucks, I know times are tough for some people, and I understand that. But if you've got a few extra dollars that you're willing to donate, then I think this is absolutely a worthy cause. And like I said, you've got about 24 hours before this ends, and they set out to raise $100,000, and man, almost $86,000 raised in a week, which is incredible. So yeah, go check that out. And if you're, like I said, if you're able, then go donate to them and all that, because they're really good people. Mike and all those guys are great people. They do a lot, and they do a lot that a lot of people don't even really know about from behind the scenes and all that. So like I said, don't want to try to get you to do something you're not comfortable with doing. Not going to do that. But if you have a few bucks, like I said, anything will help. So
phenomenal podcast over there on their channel as well.
Yeah, every Friday at 10 Central ish.
Yeah,
I try to listen to it every week, and they have, they're great. They're great. Yeah, for sure. Go check out Walk the Talk America, and the link is out there. So yeah, appreciate you guys. This is the time that we usually do our pony polls. Like a crayon eating idiot that I am, I forgot to publish the pony polls last week. I didn't schedule them out. So I know what they were going to be. So obviously they don't have any votes, but we're going to still talk about them. So I want to hear your guys' answers in the chat as well. The first one, two of the, I don't know if they're most hated, but they're definitely two of the most lesser liked handgun calibers at this point in time. We're going to go, which one do you like better, 380 or 40? Kyle, I want to start with you, 380 or 40?
Give me the 380, I guess.
Anything but the 40, right?
Yeah.
I understand. Christopher?
I'm going 380. I have a couple 380s. I carry one.
I actually like the 380. I've got a bunch of 380 stuff.
Yeah, that was my first carry gun, 380. So
was it nice? What was your first carry gun?
You guys don't want to know.
I do want to know. I wouldn't have asked if I didn't want to know. I want to make fun of you.
It was a Sky.
Oh, the Sky. That's better than Larson, though.
Is it?
The Sky? Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
By
Don't give him
a
too much
nose, the
credit.
Kentucky. What's that?
I said, don't give him too much credit. It's still a Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
You
like I
live
said,
and you learn.
you can always throw the Sky because chances are it's more effective than shooting it. So,
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
but hey, look where you are now. Carrying a 9C Kiger 9C Pro, you know.
Yeah, I would show you guys, but
Nah, I understand. I appreciate you. You don't. No, we already had issues this weekend for bullshit on YouTube, haven't we, Clove?
Yep.
I know what you're gonna choose, but Clove 380 or 40?
Yeah, 380, man. I love 380.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't see any hating around 380. Not to the level of 40 for sure. But
No, not to the level of 40, but of the handgun calibers, those are the two that get the most hate. Obviously, 40 is the biggest, but 380, I don't understand why 380 gets hate. I don't understand. Maybe I think a lot of people look at it maybe the little brother of the 9mm, but it does cost, most of the time a little bit more than 9, but it's a great.
offends. I think it offends some people's manhood or something. I think.
I don't get that though. I mean, I really don't.
I don't know. It's good enough for James Bond, but
this is true. So, I mean, I don't know, but I enjoyed 380. I've got many 380s and enjoyed all of them, but those are the two that are not as liked as others, I should say, maybe.
Yeah.
Chase 380 or 40?
We had 380,000 votes, the 9mm Kurtz, for sure.
There you go. 380 is like 22 LR. What? In no way is the 380 like a 22 LR.
Somebody
no offense, Mike, but holy shit.
Not even close.
Not even close.
I'm convinced Mike's like a secret troll at this point.
If he is, he's a damn good one. He's either a secret troll or the most ignorant son of a bitch out there. But
he does shoot a Ruger, so
that's
fair. There's that.
There is that.
I can't say anything.
Says, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I can't say anything because there's a Ruger 380 in my pocket.
No, not everything Ruger's bad. I mean, there's that LCP is, man, for the longest time, it was the highest selling concealed carry gun in America for a decade, probably.
You know what would make it better though?
What's that?
If you could put a vortex on top, that would seal the deal. Or I guess a Burris now.
A Burris. For handguns, I'd go with the Vortex. That would be kind of interesting with an LCP with an optic cut.
Well, Burris does make the RMSC footprints now, so the smaller.
Well, we just need to get Ruger to cut it in that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And get one of those rear sight dovetail. Well, no, you can't knock the rear sight because it's a gutter sight thing on the LCP.
You just need JB Weld. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, a couple of machine screws. Be all right.
Let's see what Anderson has over Ruger. Are you serious?
A lot.
Mike. Calaveras, $5 super chat says 40 is my top and want to trade in my 9s for more. That knowing you, that makes a lot of sense.
That's almost a ban-worthy comment. If it wasn't a super chat, I think it's worthy of a ban.
I could still ban him.
At least time him out for that crap.
Time him out for that. Yeah. But that's like your protege, bro. Like, you sure you want to ban your protege?
Saying crap like that, he's not. that privilege is revoked if there ever was one, anyway.
Yeah. Okay. With 9,999 votes, 380 wins, 100% to 0%. In case anyone was wondering, 100%.
That's valid, man.
It is valid. So if anyone out there voted for 40, have fun
Well,
at
if you voted,
Calaveras, I guess.
Didn't count.
let's be honest. If you vote for 40, you should just leave now because your man card's revoked because you can't handle a 10 millimeter.
Yeah, you might need to go kill something to get that card back.
Yep.
Yeah. The second question that was going to be asked: ice cream time, Lieutenant Dan. Ice cream. Chocolate or vanilla? Oh, this is a tough one. I know it's a tough one. Chris, chocolate or vanilla ice cream, man?
Going chocolate.
All right. Do you have a specific type of chocolate that you like? Because there's a lot of different chocolate ice creams, you know. They like dark chocolate. They have all that stuff. I mean,
there's regular chocolate, Dutch chocolate,
like Dutch chocolate. When I say chocolate,
Bluebell Dutch chocolate.
Bluebell Dutch chocolate. Yeah.
I like about anything chocolate. Vanilla is one of them ice creams I gotta put a ton of toppings on it and stuff.
Yeah. Now, are you a chocolate fan in general or chocolate ice cream fan? Because I don't like chocolate. I don't like chocolate.
You've seen me. You know I've ate a lot of chocolate.
Moose says sexual chocolate. Now I can get down with me some sexual chocolate. Damn, those boys can good. This was good. They're good and terrible. Sexual chocolate. Fair. Clove, vanilla or chocolate?
I'm gonna go vanilla.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, like chocolate, there's a lot of different types of vanilla. You've got the
all right. So, what are you going bean. French? You going vanilla bean?
Oh, like Bluebell homemade, Bluebell homemade. I mean, hands down, bar none. And then you could always put a little chocolate in it, or there's do so much. Chris pointed that out, but with vanilla, that
I get that, but I mean, if you're gonna eat vanilla ice cream and put chocolate sauce into it, why wouldn't you just eat chocolate ice cream?
Because you can put the type of sauce you want or the amount. You can customize it. You can,
I know you're a chocolate milkshake guy, and I am too. But are you a milkshake guy, milkshake or a frosty at this point?
A milkshake or frosty?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's killing me. I say frosty because of the consistency across. I tell you a quick story. My wife wanted ice cream.
Nothing you do is quick except for when you're in bed. Let's just be honest.
This will be pretty quick. So my wife wanted ice cream, and so she wanted a Sonic Blast, and we went there, and I'm like, I didn't want anything at first. I'm like, just give me a chocolate shake, okay? It was the nastiest chocolate shake I've ever tried to drink in my life. And then she's like, as we're pulling out of Sonic, she's like, you want to swing through and get a Frosty? I'm like, well, of course. So, yeah, Frosty, definitely.
Okay. Mike, I'm not so sure anymore. I don't think Mike's fit for this channel anymore. Any black walnut? What the fuck are you talking about?
I've never had black.
6-year-old man.
I've never had black walnut ice cream, but I've had black walnuts in ice cream before. Chocolate ice cream.
I've had Bluebell black walnut, and I will say it's okay. It's not butter pecan, but it's okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm not a big butter pecan either. I mean, it's not bad at all. Like I'll eat it, but it's not something that I'm gonna say. Oh, I'm fiending for some butter pecan ice cream.
But here's how you get Clover on that previous question.
Okay.
Frosty or a Brahms chocolate shake, since we were there.
Oh God! If you're going
straight up going Brahms versus, I'm still gonna go Frosty, but it is a lot closer and a lot tougher decision for a Brahms chocolate shake.
I think the Frosty loses, man, from Brahms.
To me, the Frosty is the greatest cold drink in the world. But
it's not really a drink. I always eat mine with a spoon. So
yeah, I do too. So
I
always like letting it melt a little bit too. Oh, so good.
So I got to ask. I've never heard of Brahms. Is that like something out your way?
I think it's something down south. And Brahms, it started out as like an ice cream place, kind of like Baskin Robbins type thing. But it's got like food in it, and it's got it's got great burgers and great chicken sandwiches, and
they got like a little grocery store attached.
Little grocery store, yeah. It started out as an ice cream place, but now it's just kind of morphed into this thing, and they're all over the South. And Kyle, do you have them in Kentucky?
Negative.
It's a big Talo thing. So like Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, that area.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a Brahms around the corner from where I grew up in Dallas, and man, talking about like you can go in and get yourself one of the best grilled chicken sandwiches in the world with some good curly fry or crinkle fries and a chocolate shake. It was about as good as it got, man. So if you're next time you're in the South, if you get a chance, Chris, to try out a Brahms somewhere, it's definitely worth it. If you were going to be in Dallas, I'd treat you to Brahms one night.
I was gonna say anybody that's going to NRA, if you haven't had Brahms, like put it on your like to-do list as you're in.
Yeah, I mean, and I think a lot of them now have drive-through, so you can like just drive through in the morning.
Oh yeah, they all do.
Coffee, just drive through and ask for a chocolate chicken. Let that be your breakfast, and you're welcome. You're welcome. And in Calaveras, I've seen that question twice. The third time will be a strike. Yeah,
he needs a strike just for asking that.
Exactly. Neapolitan's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I do like me some Neapolitan. I actually, for the first time in a long time last week, we were at Wally World, and I picked some up because I haven't had it since I was a kid. I used to remember I loved it, but rainbow sherbet, they had a thing of rainbow sherbet at Walmart, so I grabbed it, and man, I love me some rainbow sherbet. I'd forgotten how good that stuff was. But,
Napoleon ice cream. What I always
Napoleon ice cream's pretty good, man. And Napoleon ice cream is pretty good. You know, if you like strawberry, especially when you get like that perfect bite where it's all strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate together, it's a pretty good bite, man. Just saying, pretty good. Chase, chocolate or vanilla?
I think swirl is the correct answer here.
Swirl.
That's the right answer. Let's be honest.
Great divide. Great divide, man.
A great divide, man. I get that a lot, man. It's a great divide because it's so weird. At my store here, they have the Great Divide a lot more than they have Neapolitan. So, yeah, can't go wrong with it.
Yeah. If it really comes down to it, though, like I like vanilla a lot, but it's chocolate.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I could go either way. I love it, but if I could only choose one, it's definitely chocolate.
And a Brahms chocolate shake over Frosty. I have to say it.
Yeah,
they're so good.
Brahms, I wouldn't go with you that one. I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely like a 55-45, which is probably as close as it's going to get to a Frosty.
Ask Clover. We literally went to a Brazilian all-you-can-eat steakhouse and went to Brahms after, and we were all hurting, and we still drank a giant shake.
Oh yeah. No, I'm never going to turn down a Brahms chocolate shake. But if I had a Brahms chocolate shake and a Frosty right in front of me, I'm going with the Frosty. What's the worst? Buck out there wants to know what's the worst flavor on ice cream that I've tried.
There's some nasty Ben and Jerry's stuff for sure.
Macadamia nut.
Really?
Not macadamia, not macadamia. Hazelnut. I'm sorry. And see, I love the smell of hazelnut like coffee, but hazelnut ice cream is terrible. Terrible. What about you guys? Kyle, what's the worst? 9mm licorice crunch. That's pretty good there, G. What's your least favorite ice cream you ever had, Kyle?
I think I'm gonna have to go with like coffee flavored ice cream. I don't know why.
That's fair. I don't like coffee either. Yeah. And Clover brought up the Ben and Jerry stuff. I've never had a Ben and Jerry's. I've never had any of that stuff because it just looks so weird to me. So
they got
I'm a pretty simple dude. Huh?
That's a good. That means you're not a communist.
That's good.
True.
I'm a very simple guy. I like simple flavors and it's just weird. It just smelled weird stuff. Chris, what about you? What's the worst ice cream flavor?
I'm with Kyle. I don't like coffee, so any coffee flavored ice cream I can't.
Did someone say pickle? Oh, he's talking about Calaveras. He's asparagus ice cream. Okay, California is fucking weird. Let's just be honest.
I'll tell you what.
What about you?
I'll tell you what. You ever watch Chopped? They make some funky. They make some funky ice cream on Chopped for sure.
Yeah, but that's for
Holy moly.
competition weird stuff. Like
I'm just saying they make some awful funky stuff that I wouldn't even try. Like, nope.
I've seen some ginger ice cream made on that stuff before, and I like ginger, but I would never want ginger ice cream. That was just. I've seen horseradish or wasabi ice cream.
The squid ink was the killer.
The squid ink was that Marcel or was that Vitaggio?
I think it was Marcel did that one.
I think it was Marcel that did that. Yeah, because I know Vitaggio works with this ink, but I don't think that he did it in the ice cream. I think he did it to make one of his dishes black. Yeah. But I think it was Marcel that did that ice cream, and they seem to like it. Apparently, I don't know. That's just weird.
Yeah. If you ever have a chance, like in a good Italian restaurant, to try squid ink pasta, do it. I'm telling you.
So I've never had any squid ink. Does it taste like anything, or is it just the coloring?
It's coloring, and it's got a real briny, like umami flavor to it.
Okay,
it's pretty good.
Might not be bad at all then.
Nah, not like what you think.
Yeah. All right, Chase. What's the worst flavor that you've had?
I don't know what the flavor was exactly, but I made the mistake, I don't know, probably a year or two ago, of trying this like freaking vegan BS ice cream at Costco.
That's all you got to say. Yeah.
Because they're like, well, here's a free sample. I'm like, well, they can't screw ice cream up. Let's see how bad this is.
They can.
If you could like taste like a tire fresh off a dragster, like that's about how terrible it was.
The keto stuff is that way. The keto stuff's that way too. The texture, the flavor is not that bad, but you can't eat it because of the texture. The texture is insane.
It's like you took a fruit by the foot and like rolled it up and then stuck it in the freezer for 10 minutes and then tried to eat it. It was just bad.
It's flaky. It's flaky ice cream. It's like ice cream's not supposed to be flaky. What the heck?
No.
Well, that's why it's called ice cream, not ice flakes.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, that's not good. It doesn't sound good at all. With 17,463 votes, chocolate vanilla comes out to a tie, 50-50. I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
The Great Divide.
The Great Divide, baby. The Great Divide.
We got some crazy stats tonight.
Yeah, and that's what happens when my dumbass forgets to schedule.
Most votes ever in the pony polls. Most votes ever.
I actually think I might put that out sometime because I think that'd actually be an interesting one to put out there. I messed up and I didn't schedule. I don't know why. All right, the last one. It's going to be interesting. If you grew up or if you were around in the 90s, then you're going to know both of these. And ironically, they're both up for the same Oscar in the same year. Two classics. Which one's better? Forrest Gump or Shawshank Redemption? Can you imagine both those movies up for Best Picture? That's crazy. I think Forrest Gump won it. But just knowing that those two were up against each other for Best Picture. Clover, going to start with you. Forrest Gump or Shawshank?
Man, that's hard.
It is. This is one of the hardest for me personally because I'm a big fan of both of them.
So how did you phrase the question?
Which one do you like better? It's real simple.
Which one do I like better?
Yeah, not which one's the better movie because that's really subjective, but just which one do you personally like better?
I probably have watched Forrest Gump. I've watched both of them a ton.
Yeah.
Probably watched Forrest Gump more. I think Forrest Gump is more rewatchable than Shawshank. Shawshank can be a little rough around the edges where
it can be, yeah.
Forrest Gump is got its funny moments. There's some humor in it.
They're both movies that if you're flipping through the channels and they're on, you're gonna stop at both of them and watch whatever's left. For me at least.
But Shawshank's phenomenal.
Oh,
one of the best things though about Shawshank, and I don't think it necessarily holds true with Forrest Gump, but Shawshank is one of those. If you were to take both movies and you watched them for the very first time, right?
Yeah.
I watched one for the first time. I watched the other for the first. I think my answer would be different. I think I would go Shawshank.
Really?
Like, oh my God, because of the twist, the storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. You can't go wrong with either one for 100%.
After you've watched them multiple times, I think Forrest Gump.
I think this is just me. I think Shawshank's a better movie.
Yeah. hands down.
But I think
movie.
that watching Forrest is probably a little bit more enjoyable because of the different changes in scenery, the different plot changes, and the one-liners that are throughout the movie. It's probably more entertaining, but I do believe that Shawshank's a better movie, probably. Chase, what about you? Shawshank or Forrest Gump?
Probably that's hard because they're both good movies.
They are.
But
they're both classics. Like
they are
first ballot Hall of Fame classics.
Honestly, if I have to pick one, it's my name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
It's hard. That's my boat. That's my Jimmy.
But let's be honest.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Let's be honest, though. One of the most evil villains of all time is Jenny.
Oh, 100%. Like she used him, got AIDS, and died, and played with his emotions for 30 years.
Horrible person.
Horrible person.
Oh, is he like me?
Is he smart? Or is he like me? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Got to be one of the most quoted movies of all time.
Oh, 100%. They say that's $1 million injury. I haven't seen a penny of that. I must have drank maybe about 15 of them Dr. Peppers.
I really like Panther Potter.
Yeah, great movie. Kyle, Shawshank or Forrest?
Sorry to ruin your Black Panther party.
There you go. That's a great line too. Sorry to ruin your Black Panther party. Such a great line. There's so many, like, so subtle. Like, that's the thing, is they're all subtle. They're not like in your face lines. They're just subtle lines that are almost in passing, and you're like, wait, did I just hear that?
Yeah.
Something bit up and shot me in the buttocks.
Yeah.
We had sideways rain.
Our mouth tastes like cigarettes.
Such a guy. You to watch Forrest Gump again soon. Chris, what about you? That's all I gotta say about that. Forrest or Shawshank?
It's definitely Forrest for me. That's one of them, every time it's on, when like you said, when you're flipping through the TV, it's on. Now I'm stopping. I'm going to watch the rest of it.
And it doesn't matter if there's only 10 minutes left or the whole 2.5 hours. You're going to watch the rest of it. It's just the way it goes.
But Shawshank's a great movie. I'm not saying that, but yeah.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I was watching I think it was on Instagram or something, and when a reel popped up, and I, to this day, had no idea that they were up. I thought they had both won the Oscar for Best Picture, but obviously they didn't, because they were up at the same time. That's a hell of a year to have Shawshank and Forrest Gump in the same year. Matter of fact, there was a couple others. Hold on. Forrest Gump Oscar competition. It was amazing.
Because you told me to, Joe Sajak.
Because you told me to. God damn it, Gump. Let's see here. Best Picture, Forrest Gump wins. 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Oh my God, I didn't even realize this. So Forrest Gump, these are the nominees for Best Picture that year. Forrest Gump, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Quiz Show, Shawshank Redemption, and Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction, Shawshank, and Forrest in the same year. That's nuts. That might go down as one of the greatest years maybe ever as far as classics. That is crazy.
I was going to say, what a year for cinema that year. That's
my God. I didn't realize that Pulp was on that same year as well. That's nuts.
The problem with Pulp Fiction, as much as I do really enjoy that movie, that's such a cult classic.
I wonder how 4 Weddings and a Funeral got in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Must have been a
They
DEI
probably
thing or something.
they bought their way in, probably. You know,
Not
I
a
don't know.
horrible movie, but it doesn't fit with those.
I mean, when you start naming those others, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, which one does not look like the rest here? You know,
One of these things is not like
not
the
like
other.
the other. Yeah, for sure. I love Pulp Fiction. I think you're right. I didn't see Pulp Fiction until, I don't know, probably late 90s, early 2000s. It was just nothing that I was really ever interested in. And then I saw it. I was like, oh, now I get why like everyone was raving about this. It's a great movie, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely more of a cult following. It's kind of one of those things where, and I'm not putting this next movie up in that category at all. But you're talking about like Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused was a box office disaster, but it's one of the biggest, that and like Singles and those kind of movies, Empire Records, like these things did so much better like at Blockbuster than they did in the theater. And now, like, you know, Dazed and Confused is considered one of a classic, but like it was a complete bust in the theater. Unless you're in Texas, then it was pushed in Texas because it was filmed in Austin. But and Dazed and Confused is one of my favorite movies, but it was a bust until people just started watching it. And Empire Records and Singles and a lot of these movies were like that everyone knows about them now, but back then they were not good. I think Singles was only acclaimed because of the soundtrack. The movie itself, I don't think people liked, but the soundtrack was so good that people went back and watched the movie because of the soundtrack. Wow. Wow. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to mention that one for sure. Maybe, probably, but I'm not going to bring that up. Wow. There you go. 17,943 votes. Forrest Gump wins 55-45. 55-45. We'll call it that. Put a burst in here. There you go. Exactly. But yeah, so those would have been the pony polls this week. So go check out our good friends over at Anderson Manufacturing. We will have them on Thursday, Saturday, and Monday this year. They've already been scheduled. So look for that. But go check out AndersonManufacturing.com. And if you want to save a few dollars, use promo code GHOST or promo code Chris from the 740. And Clover, do you have a promo code with Anderson? I think he does.
Kyle's nodding, so yeah, apparently.
Yes, it's Clover Tack.
There you go, because he's obviously been pushing that for you, Kyle. So yeah, go check out our buddies over at Anderson Manufacturing. So we've got a couple of questions over here starred. One of them was from Calaveras. Does anyone here have a favorite custom hybrid holster manufacturer? He wants an IWB for an FMK with a light on it. T-Rex Arms is not necessarily a custom holster, but T-Rex allows you to kind of build to whatever specs that you might have. I've had a lot of good luck with T-Rex Arms holsters. I'm not saying they're awesome, I'm not saying they're crap, but I've had a lot of success with T-Rex holsters in the past years. That if they make that light and they make that gun, they give you little drop-down boxes and you can kind of build your holster. Now, it might take you a while. There's a lot of different custom holsters out there. Let's go through that. Kyle, do you know of a custom holster maker that you've had success with?
That's a negative. I've never went through any type of custom holsters.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, here you go. What's up, Scott? What's up, Marcus? How you doing? I think it's at RTAC out there. Grimm's out there. What's up, Justin? I think I said hi to everybody else. But Chris, what about you? I know you've probably gone through some custom holsters in your day.
Not really anything custom. I pretty much stick with Works. They're probably my favorite. My second one, I like Vetter. I use a couple of Vetters.
Yeah, I've got one Vetter. Maybe two, but I know I have one, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. Yeah.
It Works is my go-to.
Okay. Nice. Chloe, what about you? Custom holster shop that, has some obscure stuff where you can build whatever you want?
Alien Gear has a custom shop, and
They
I've
do.
always had good luck out of their custom shop side of things. And then, but usually if I need anything custom, I just schedule it around a trip to Tulsa and let Bullseye Holster make it while I'm there at the show.
That's fair.
Because
That's fair.
they can do it right there. Get the world's
Yeah,
largest
that's
gun
where
show
I got
and a holster made
for the 2311 with the Streamlight on there. I had to go to Tulsa to get that one. The 2311 had just come out, and at the time the Streamlight wasn't even out yet. So there was no way anyone was going to have that, but they did it for I think like $80, which is pretty damn good. So yeah, good stuff. And it's Kydex. I'm a Kydex guy, so I know people are looking for
well, they've got the leather and all that. They've got the leather backing stuff too there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They've got it all. But yeah,
basically build your own holster type thing.
Yeah, for sure. Chase, what about you? Any kind of custom holster shops back in the day when you were at the gun shop that you enjoy?
I still own several of them, but I used to run a lot of the LFI custom Kydex. This guy was LFI, a phenomenal holster maker, and he kind of got out of the game a few years ago, but that was always my go-to for that stuff. But
yeah, you were going to pay a little bit for it, but it was probably worth it. The craftsmanship was better than most.
I mean, like 2010, 2010s, these were, $80, $100 holsters at that point in time, but they were worth every penny of it. Yep. But I mean, now there's so many people doing that. There's tons of options out there. The problem he's going to run into with his particular setup is, one, you're not going to have a lot of options for an FMK, and it's going to depend heavily on the light. Yeah,
I tell you, and I was going to bring this up, and this might be something that, Cal, you might have to honestly think about. If a Kydex holster is something you would be okay with, you can order Kydex on Amazon for pretty cheap, and it might just be something that you might just have to learn how to do your own Kydex holster. The setup doesn't cost a whole ton to get all the stuff that you're going to need to do your own Kydex holster. Or if you know someone that does custom, Kydex around there, just take the gun and over there to them, and that's probably honestly the best way to go, because you might find some obscure company online that could do it, but
I was going to say,
go ahead.
Possibly some of the Facebook groups and Facebook marketplace things that are local to you. There's probably within an hour drive, whatever. There's probably somebody that does custom holster, Kydex, and if they do custom Kydex, they can do a hybrid. Not that big of a deal,
Yep. Sykes says he prefers leather, but he says, I actually go to my local boot store for my leather holsters. His buddy owns it, and he takes them the gun, and he makes the holsters average spend about $75 per leather holster. That's not bad. If you're looking for a leather holster, check out our buddy Ozzy out there. He does phenomenal leather holsters, and he can do something for you. Figure it out one way or the other. But if you're looking for a great leather holster, I mean, this is no joke, not because he's out there and he's a friend of mine, but Ozzy does fantastic work. So I know Clover, you've got one of his. Chris, do you have any Ozzy stuff? They're great holsters.
I don't. That last one he did with that snakeskin inset in the middle, that was wild looking. Yeah, he's talented.
He is very good. Very good.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, Ozzy, he's kind of up there by you. I think he's in Indiana or Ohio, somewhere up there.
Oh, nice.
But no, Ozzy does great work. So yeah, Crossbreed did his CZP10. Interesting. I've never used a Crossbreed holster, I don't think. So I wouldn't know. I mean, I've heard of them, and I've never heard a bad thing spoken about them.
I've got a couple.
Once again, you're talking about a specific gun that is not like a mainstream gun, and depending upon what light it is, if it's not a mainstream light, you're talking about two things that are going to be incredibly difficult to pair up for a holster. You might have to just go and find someone who's doing custom holsters and just take them the gun and let them do it. What gun are we talking about? FMK with, he just said a light. He didn't say which light, but an FMK. I want to preface this, Justin, by saying he lives in California too. So, that might hinder some stuff. But no, Cal, I mean, honestly, I would probably, like Clover said, try to find some Facebook marketplace thing, or try to find someone, or honestly, this might be something for, a hobby that you could enjoy. There's a lot of videos out there on how to make your own custom Kydex or whatever holsters, and you can buy Kydex on Amazon. All the stuff that you would need for holster stuff, you can probably get on Amazon and watch the videos, and it might be a side hustle for you, but two, it just might be something that you're going to have to do more often than not. So you might as well make it a hobby. So Streamlight TLR7. Okay. The light is common. I don't know how many holster companies are going to have an FMK with a Streamlight TLR7 on it, but once again, there are options out there for sure. Okay. Options are out there for sure. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what people got to realize from the industry side of things is, as far as holsters go, there's a reason you only see the same models over and over. It's got to be a popular, well-ordered thing for them to make it, because holsters just don't sell that well. Like, that's part of the problem, is so many people are doing exactly what we're talking about. They go get a custom holster made, they go do this or the other. You either get like a cheap Uncle Mike's, or you get something pretty decent, but it's hard to find a good selection anywhere because people don't sell a lot of them.
Well, and that's an option too. I didn't even think about that option. They have, I'm sure they still have them, but they have those universal holsters that kind of have like the open bottom to where, it's not going to fit perfectly. And most of them are leather. That if you find one for, a larger gun with that light on there, a universal holster might work for you, because it's going to have that open bottom to where it will slide through and all of that. That might be an option that you might have to be forced to deal with right now. I don't know. What's up, Chris?
I was going to say too, if he's carrying it with that TLR7, most of your light bearing holsters, all your retention's focusing on the light anyway. So if he can basically find another gun that's similar to the same specs on the size, he's probably good to go.
Yeah,
like I've got
even if it's not perfect, you can heat up with a heat gun, that Kydex, enough to get that gun in there, and then let it cool overnight and reform itself. You can rework Kydex sometimes.
Yeah, because that's like two of my works holsters that I have are made for my PDP Pro, and that gun that's a wide gun. I mean, the slides are wide on the PDP, so as long as I've got my TLR1 HL on, pretty much any of my full-size guns, they work great in that holster.
Yeah.
So
that's an option he's got today. I came home today with a box from Streamlight here, and I haven't even opened it yet. I'm not sure what they sent me, but I've got a box of Streamlight stuff. So might be able to make a Glock 19 holster. Like I said, if you can find a Glock 19 that fits the TLR7, you might be able to get like a heat gun, or put it in the oven for a few minutes or something, let it warm up, slap that gun in that holster and let it cool overnight. And it will almost kind of reform itself enough to where it can work a little bit, I have to get creative, but go check out a universal holster also. You never know. It might work until you're able to find something, if nothing else. That's a good question. Another one comes in from Marcus. Said, have any of you had the chance to shoot the PSA Jackal, and what are your thoughts on that system? I have shot the PSA Jackal at a range day. Okay. I mean, nothing that's going to get me too excited, nothing to write home about. It's what it is. But I'm not just talking bad about it, but I, in general, am not a PSA guy. That said, the Jackal's not bad. It's nothing that's going to excite anyone. For what it is, it's probably not that bad, but it's not something that is going to get me excited. Anyone else in the room? PSA Jackal, any experience with it?
I've just shot it at range day.
Yeah. What were your initial thoughts?
I think it's cool, but it's not really cool enough that I want one, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Clove?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've shot them a couple times outside of range events, and you and Chris, I would agree. Fun factor, cool factor, I guess, is there, but at the end of the day, I'm also not a big PSA guy.
I mean, I'd much rather have that front line than a Jackal, 100%.
Or
a Strybog, or
God, a Strybog.
The Strybog's gonna just run circles around that.
The X-Star.
X-Star, the EP9 would run circles around, or EP45, whatever. You have a 45, don't you, in the X-Star?
45, yeah.
Yeah. X-Star is pretty good. I mean, if you're talking, X-Star is probably a little bit closer to like the price and all that of the Jackal, and the X-Star will run circles around the Jackal, my opinion. But no, I'm just, I'm not dogging it. It's not bad. It's just nothing that I've never gotten. I mean, I remember shooting it twice at different range days, and I never walked away going, "Oh my God, I got to get me one of those." Like, that never happened. Chase, have you ever shot any of the Jackals at a range day or anything?
I've played with them, but I haven't had a chance to shoot one because usually range days I'm a little busy.
You're a little busy, yeah. You're a little busy.
I played with them. I went over and intentionally wouldn't play with one and shot because I wanted to put my hands on it because the old ACR vibes.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's a cool design. It's a pretty cool looking gun for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's neat. I mean, if I was gonna go that route though, now that the primary weapons has put out the UXR, which is a truly modular, piston platform. Yeah, that's probably where I would put my money currently.
Yeah.
The other issue with the Jackal too is the uppers are like the price of a mid-tier AR just to buy the upper.
Just the upper, yeah.
Well, and then you've got the new one from Global too. That's kind of on that level, I think.
Global's gonna be that, and
I can't remember the name of that one off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I don't even know if they're still around or not. But golly, 3, 4, 5 years ago, Adams came out with a piston-driven that was pretty damn good. Now, it was obviously a lot more expensive than what a Jackal would be.
They were
that Adams piston was pretty good. What's that?
They were one of the first, if not the.
They first. Were, yeah. But it was really good. I enjoyed that Adams AR. That was, but that was one of the first ones that I remember shooting. I'm not saying it was the first, but it probably was the first that I remember shooting at the range day, and I was impressed with the Adams. But I don't even know if Adams is still around. Are they? I think they are, but I don't hear much about them anymore.
I believe they are.
Yeah,
I forgot all about that Global one at SHOT Show. That was
nice. Yeah, that's gonna be
nice.
That's gonna be badass.
But Chris is right though with the whole any of the modular rifles like that. That's what plagued the original Masada. That's what plagued the ACR. Yep. That's what's plagued the Scar. Any of the caliber exchange kits systems, they're all so freaking expensive. That is a non-starter for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, let's just be honest. The Jackal, in my opinion, is a direct kind of a clone of the Scar. I mean, when I first saw the Jackal, that's the first thing that I remember saying is that looks like a Scar to me. But I'm not saying it's a clone, but it's very, very similar to the Scar as far as design.
Post Remington buyout, you can see the ACR influence in this thing.
Yeah.
Which is why I went over to it because it had that ACR-S stock, and which I didn't like at the time, but it is what it is.
What's up, Fluffy? How are you? Yeah, I mean, like I said, for me, it's good. I would never tell anyone not to go buy it, but I think that unless you're just buying it because it's design or because it's a PSA or whatever, a specific reason, I think that there are going to be a lot better options out there for the same price or even cheaper, to be honest with you. What's up, Fluffy? How you doing, man? That's just me. But yeah, no, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just nothing that I would write home about. Nothing that is really going to kind of excite me and say, I want to go get that. Speaking of what's going to excite you, we're going to let Kyle and Chase talk about some stuff, but I know, Chris, that you're not going to be there, but is there anything that you've seen or heard or you're looking forward to hearing about since you're not going to be there that's coming out of NRAM? Any new guns or anything like that you're excited about from NRAM?
I'll be honest with you. I haven't really heard of anything that's going to be dropping at NRAM.
Yeah. And I think, Kyle and Chase, I'll bring you guys in on here. I know there's going to be a lot that's dropped at NRAM, but I know that it's been different the last couple years. That it's like companies are keeping everything close to their chest now. They're not kind of given the announcements a week or two ahead of time anymore. They're waiting for, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, they might release something so that people kind of come in and want to see it on Friday and Saturday. But Kyle, Chase, is that something the industry has kind of gone to, is maybe not doing the early announcements, is let's wait for the day before or something like that? Is that what it's going to be from now on?
I feel like that's the best practice. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, strategically, it makes sense. Build the hype up moving into the show and then do the launch at the show. So when you hear about it like 2 or 3 weeks out, give that fire a little time to die down and, So,
Chase, I'll bring you in and ask you the same question, but I also want to ask you something else too, is kind of going the same line. Is there a detriment, like what Kyle's saying, maybe besides maybe the hype dying down when you go 2 or 3 weeks out? That's the way it used to be, was 2 or 3 weeks or a month out, you'd start hearing stuff. But what is the reason why we kind of gone to the last minute releases now?
Well, and because social media takes off so fast now, you don't need this like month-long build-up anymore. Plus, everybody's like, you see it right now, shorts, the quick format stuff is what everybody's tuned to. It's the same way. People's attention span is just short now. If you give something 3 or 4 weeks in advance, and that was just like what Kyle's saying, that fire dies out, people will just kind of forget about it. It's on the back foot. If you do it a few days ahead of time, everybody's like, oh, what's this all about? Well, I got to go check this out. I need to see what this is. That's how you keep that interest built,
What was it last year? Last year, there's something that was announced on like Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember. It was something. What was that? It was a talk of Friday at NRAM and Indy. Was it the Smith & Wesson do something? Maybe it wasn't Smith. I don't know. There was something that happened that they dropped like that Wednesday or Thursday, and like the first half of Friday, everyone was talking about it. And I was like, that makes sense.
Weird guys. My problem is, it's our stuff releases whenever Omar decides he wants to send it out or not send it out. So
whether or not it's a month earlier or not, No,
but I mean, we all try to. It's more fun to do something like that at a show, especially like an NRAM, because it's a consumer show.
Yeah.
If you drop something that's hot and new right then, like last year we did with the 14T, you get that immediate feedback, like right then. You get it real time. Everybody tells you, you hear it to your face what people really think about it.
Yeah. I know Friday at 11:30, for those of you that are going to be in Dallas and at NRAM, we won't say what it is or anything, but there will be an unveiling, if you will, at the EAA booths Friday at 11:30. So I don't know if you want to talk about it, if you can talk about it, anything more than that, but you guys are going to do some kind of cool, like I'm assuming it's going to be kind of like it was last year, I guess, the launch.
Very similar. It'll be everybody will get to see it around lunchtime on Friday. Got some new hotness. We got a couple of things that were kind of soft launched already that'll be there that are, hey, these are here, these are shipping, these are now. But we got something new. I got something that'll probably upset a few people. It'll be all right.
You think?
Mainly upset Chicago Mike, right?
I always upset him because it's not another 92-esque variant. So
right
with the vortex on it, real quick, thank you G23, $40. Hashtag 40 is king. Hashtag 10mm Kiger 2025 for the men and women who are downrange and can't be with their friends and family. Appreciate you very much. Yeah, Memorial Day is coming up here in a couple weeks. So, and I'll do my spiel about that next week and all of that. And I've always kind of been very vocal and very opinionated about Memorial Day. I think a lot of people have lost track as to why that's a holiday weekend. I'm all for the barbecues. I'm all for going to the lake and getting hammered and doing. I'm all for that. Just remember why you're doing that, and I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I appreciate you, G23, for sure. No doubt. Kyle, I don't even know if you're allowed to talk about anything. Are you guys going to be doing any launches or anything at NRAM? Anything special going on?
You're just going to have to stop by 8416 and figure it out.
Damn, I hate when you do that.
But we are excited. So.
Yeah, I bet you are.
It's the 40 cal Tiger. We can all say it now. It's cool.
Oh, you let it out. Come on, Chase.
He's going to sell tens of those. Tens of them.
Yeah. What they don't know is it's also got a 357 SIG barrel in the box, too.
Now we're talking.
That's the only reason 40 cal is worth it.
That's the only reason. That is the only reason. I think that the Pony Express is going to be unveiled. Not saying it's going to be made, shipped and all that, but I think the Pony Express might be unveiled at NRAM. You're going to have to go stop by the booth and find out.
It should be just so John can't have it at Goals.
I was about to say John would be crushed.
And we care why?
That's true.
He didn't show up tonight. To hell with him.
Yeah, he does.
He's at the marketing conference, so he's socializing.
Oh, he's an NSSF thing. I knew. That's right. When you said that, I was like, oh, he's an NSSF thing. He's down by that's down in Florida, isn't it?
Oh, his toes in the sand right now, boys.
It's just outside. It ain't in the sand. That's right outside Jacksonville. He's running for his life.
Yeah. RTAC, the Kiger is already in. The Kiger is not in 40, is it? Do you guys offer a 40 barrel in the Kiger, Kyle?
Negative.
I can't believe you would do anything stupid as that.
No, see, that's
what G23 says it's already there. So
I was gonna say RTAC is like a mad scientist. Like he can make anything, whatever caliber he wants. So
I guess, yeah. What were you saying there, Chase?
I was just saying it's what we call satire.
Yeah, SCT frame.
No,
swap
it's a joke.
Just like I get it, but like, why? Like, why would you waste your money on anything?
It's also not a Kiger when you do that. Just saying.
This is true. Yeah, it's maybe a Kiger frame, but that's you're missing out on the rest of the stuff, man. Anyways, yeah, 357 SIG. Like I said, I'm all down for a 357 SIG. I'm all down for that. All good. Clove, anything that you're looking forward to seeing at NRAM next week?
Yeah, I don't know. Not really. It's going to be good to see, all the usual suspects and stuff like that. As far as like products,
we don't know. I guess
I'm thinking like you. First of next week or something. Mid next week, we'll probably start getting some press releases and some other things. I went through actually the exhibitor list this morning. Just scrolled through. There was 650-ish maybe exhibitors. Now that's not all industry companies. Like there's organizations and some other things in there mixed in, and quite a bit of that stuff too at NRAM. There always is, but just kind of scrolling through to see, okay, who's going to be here. Just kind of, get a sense, right, of who do we need to stop by and say hi to, and who potentially could have new things and stuff like that. And there wasn't a single company that just jumped out. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, that's awesome. I didn't get to talk with them at SHOT. We missed a lot of opportunity at SHOT with the podcast.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, there just wasn't really anybody like that. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. maybe next week we'll see. It'll be a good next week's episode will be maybe a good conversation for that because
maybe by next Tuesday we've heard some stuff
we've
or
got
something.
the lowdown. Yeah, there's stuff I'd like to see. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
No, I just thought about this too. Oh, go ahead, Ghost.
Yep. No, go for
it. So next Tuesday, I'll probably be tuning in from the road.
Yes, you will be. Yeah.
But on top of that, there is one new addition that I can tell you about. That'll be in RAM Friday. If you want to meet the new CEO of Anderson, he is flying in Friday, and he'll be there Saturday as well.
What about the marketing chick?
She is
the marketing woman.
That's what I said.
She is currently selling a house.
So the marketing broad.
She's not going to be able to.
Gal. Marketing broad.
So no.
That's a negative. No.
And she just started yesterday, but she's you said she's working remote because she's selling her house. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, I get it. Trust me, I get it. I was going to ask Chase something. I don't remember. Oh, that's what it was. Chase, have you heard? I know Kyle said he hadn't heard much, but have you heard about some companies dropping out? I haven't heard names, but I've heard there's been like a bunch of companies dropping out for different reasons.
I mean, looking at the map, I'm sure they'll arrange some stuff so it looks as full as it possibly can, like any other show does. But I know there's some companies that, aren't coming. I haven't heard of anybody like dropping out per se, but I know there's some known names that aren't coming to the show.
Is that an NRA thing? Is that a money thing, or is that just, is it a date thing?
I think it's some of both. I think some of it's like this. All these shows aren't getting any cheaper, and the economy's definitely not helping anybody right now.
Yeah. And
the industry, I mean, I'm sure Kyle sees it too. The industry is definitely spiraling towards that summer slowdown right now.
Yeah, which is weird. I was going to ask you guys because temperature-wise, kind of spring and summer kind of happened about a month earlier this year with weather. Have you guys seen the summer slump kind of already kicking in prior to Memorial Day?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to like dealer and distributor partners, all that, they're all seeing it. The big thing is, it's not so much. It's because the summer's here. You've got obviously like graduations and all that stuff this time of year.
Yep.
But the economy just sucks, man. People are tapped.
Yep.
Like people are having to decide, hey, are we going to go on vacation or are we going to have like groceries for the summer, that kind of stuff. And
yeah, that's
our industry is a fun industry, and we get pushed to the back corner when it's that time of year.
Oh yeah.
Well, the whole point, I don't know about the whole point, but a main point with NRAM is for the public to come out. Mm-hmm. And when you have it in Texas, first of all, my goodness, I mean, yes, it's central to the country if you're flying in and, you're doing all of that, right? But then you've got Arkansas, you've got Oklahoma right there, you've got Louisiana, you got the South, right? Like, how many people let's use Indy as an example here, right? How many people are going to, it's a lot closer. Those are a lot smaller states. So it's a lot easier to drive from a neighboring state or whatever. Yeah. So are you going to get people into the show that see things that they wouldn't normally get to see or experience otherwise, right? And like you're in Texas. So like you can go to big gun shows.
Yeah.
Heck, Wanamaker's right there, 4 hours away, twice a year. And you can see anything and everything you'd ever want to see as far as guns go. So, is it as big of a draw with the public when they have it in a state like Texas? And I don't know the answer to that, but.
Yeah.
Location's great for the show because it's centrally located. You got easy arteries to drive in. You got an easy way to fly in DFW. It's just
plenty of hotels.
The locale, like all that huge metro that is the DFW Metroplex, do those people really care? It's Texas. They're like, guns, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So far, Indianapolis is my favorite venue for NRAM. I enjoy Indianapolis, but I enjoy the venue at Indianapolis, but the vibe's always really good. It's pretty busy at NRAM. I remember NRAM last year. Like I remember, like we were starting thinking, man, it's gonna be kind of slow, and then hell, by Friday afternoon, we're like, oh my god, it blew up Friday afternoon. So I enjoy Indy, and I don't know if it's because it's Midwest and you have states that are bordering Indiana that may be less free, like Illinois and other places. But I mean, I'm not going to complain going to Dallas. I'm going home. But I've been to Indy twice now for NRAM, and I have enjoyed Indianapolis both times. So
yeah, the Houston venue, I really
like. I didn't go to Houston, so I don't like Houston in general, though.
The Houston venue, you could go upstairs, and it had these portholes where you could look out over the show floor.
Yeah,
which was kind of neat, and it was laid out more in a straight line. Houston was too. So the parking was atrociously expensive.
I remember. I think Houston was the one that was on Memorial Day weekend. That's
it
why
was. Yep.
Like, that doesn't make any damn sense.
Timing was terrible. The venue itself was nice. Timing was terrible. Plus, you had the, protest of stupid going on. So that was.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, there were some crazy freakers down there doing some horrendous things.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, the protest.
You had that. And then you had a ton of the service industry people did not want anything to do with our industry while we were there. So, trying to get in to eat and do stuff was kind of a challenge for a lot of places. And it was just a whole thing.
Well, Drunk Paul was worth it.
Oh, Drunk Paul is always worth it.
Drunk Paul's worth it no matter where you are.
Right.
Yeah, it don't take much.
So I'm going to ask, you'll go through the room. Kyle, thus far with being Anderson and going to different shows, where has been the best, whether it's SHOT or NRAM or any of these? What's been your favorite location to go to a show so far?
I got to go with Indy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Indy.
Houston was my first show, so like the protest and stuff like that was wild for me. But
yeah,
I enjoyed Houston, but I think Indy edged it out. So
yeah, I enjoy Indy a lot. Chris, what about you? Not just any show you've been to. Like, what's your favorite locale so far?
I gotta go Indy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I love Indianapolis.
I do too. There. I don't know why. I really don't, but I kind of dig Indianapolis.
The wife and I will go over there for a weekend. It's 3.5 hour drive for me, and I don't know. I just like the vibe of that city. I don't know what it is.
I agree. It's easy to maneuver around. Especially if you can sneak your way into free hotel valet parking. It's great. Free parking.
True.
Did that a couple days. And if you
act like you're saying, tip them.
You got to tip them. And I don't mind tipping. Tipping them $20 is better than paying $40 for parking. But if you pull up to a hotel and act like you're staying there, they don't care. They don't care if you're staying there or not. At least they didn't when we were there. But anyways. Clove, what about you? SHOT shows, trigger cons, NRAMs, anything and everything. Like, what's your favorite locale so far that you've been to?
Man, it's SHOT Show is just on such a completely different plane to me.
Yeah,
that it's not even fair if you include SHOT Show. It's like hands down a SHOT Show. It's Vegas.
I love Vegas.
It's Vegas. It's a massive venue. Anything. When can you buy 2 brand new tires at midnight and have them put on? I mean, like, you can't beat Vegas. Vegas is awesome. And so,
all right. So let's take SHOT out of it then. Taking SHOT out,
probably Indy. Yeah, probably Indy. Yeah.
We've been to Indy twice with NRAM since I've been going to NRAMs.
As far as the show,
Yeah, as far as a show, but I'm talking about like we've had some pretty cool, fun parties at our casas both times we were Indy. Those were fun to have everybody over at the house.
Yep.
Like I said, getting around Indianapolis is relatively easy.
Even if you gotta drive your Corvette into the bike lane, you can do that in Indy.
You can't. We have. It has been proven.
I thought that was a Camaro.
It was a
It was a Camaro.
It was a Camaro, but it was going down the running / bike lane, and it fit fine.
Oh, after it jumped the curb twice.
It did jump the curb. So it has been proven that Camaros will fit in Indianapolis bike lanes. We witnessed it with our own eyes.
Great selling point.
Great selling point for those that want to. But no, Chase, what about you? You've been all over the place with different distributor shows and all of that. What's kind of your favorite locale?
I mean, because I go to them enough, I've got certain locales I enjoy because I've been there a bunch and I know I've gotten to know people in places.
You know where the restaurants are and all that, yeah.
Yeah, but as far as like some of the bigger shows, like I've been to Indy for 3 different large events.
Yep.
And I really do enjoy Indy because it's a cool town, it's a cool vibe. I like the convention center and how it all interconnects.
They've got the crazy spaghetti? What's it called? What's that called? That bar, the club?
Oh, the Slippery Noodle.
Slippery Noodle.
Slippery Noodle. If you haven't checked out the Slippery Noodle and you're in
Indy, you need to go check out the Slippery Noodle.
You need to go check out the Slippery Noodle and do the ghost tour, like for sure.
Yeah,
like in all seriousness, it's like an old roadhouse, been there forever, and it's you can see some questionable people in there like anywhere, but it's a cool history. You had some like gangsters. There's bullet holes in the wall. There's all kinds of cool stuff like that in there. But I'm a big race fan. I like open wheel stuff. So with IMS being right down the road and the museum and all that, it all does it for me.
That says spam call, so we'll not answer that on the air because it's probably going to be a spam caller. So sorry. I enjoy, like I said, I know Clover, Armenthio was it last year? Was it 28? I can't remember. One of the days she went to a movie and said that the movie experience was pretty good during the day. I mean,
she picked a day it was last year.
This was last year. Yeah, it was last year.
And just kind of, I don't know what you would call
it. Tourist, maybe?
Tourist thing with Indy. Yeah, she had fun. So, yep.
Yeah, don't go to the White Castle at midnight over by where we stayed. It took about an hour and a half. So, what's that?
I said, basically don't go on the other side of like Lucas Oil Stadium after dark. And you'll figure out why. So if you go to a pretty cool restaurant and then you have the most directly challenged dude in your group attempt to walk you to the Slippery Noodle, you'll get to experience the other side of Lucas Oil Stadium, and it gets real shady real fast. And it's real fun when you're trying to like get a guy who's just recovering from a heart attack who decided he's going to come to the show and walk and try to get him across like an interstate and through the hood and all this other madness. It's a good time. It's a real good time.
One of the great things about Indy is they have those little scooters that you can rent. So if you're out there and you see Pincus and Mike out there, say hello. But you can walk out. I actually did that last year. I had to go down, like when where we went out and smoked. If you go down that street at the very end, there's like a little store. I had to get a pack of smokes, and I didn't realize how far it was. So on the way back, there was one of those things that, and they're just everywhere. Like wherever people get like finish where they're going, they just leave them on the side of the road. So you pick it up, scan your credit card, and you take off. And they're pretty cool little things.
I spent almost $100 on those scooters Friday night. We were there. I bar hopped on them scooters all night long.
They're pretty fun.
Oh, dude, yes. And then, like, if you really want to have fun on those scooters, if you're ever in Phoenix, like downtown Phoenix is like literally Phoenix, like Speedway at night on the sidewalks. and they're everywhere. And the best part is like about 10 o'clock, 10:30, when people start leaving the bars and restaurants, and then from about 10:30 to like early morning, the crashes are spectacular. Just trust me.
I bet they are. Yeah, you might. I enjoy people watching in general, so that might be kind of fun to just sit out there and video the crashes. Could be fun. Could be fun. Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I enjoy indie, and I don't know what it is. I enjoy indie, so I'm hoping that we get to go back in the next year or two to indie. I hope that they continue to go back there. I think the shows have been successful every time that NRA goes to indie. I think they've been well attended. There doesn't seem to be the crazy ass protests either. What's that?
It's Atlanta next year, right? And then hopefully it'll go back to India.
Unfortunately, it's Atlanta. I'm hoping that the year after that. I mean, if they're going to make us go to Atlanta, they should at least give us Indy right after Atlanta. You know.
Well, I don't know where they were at with it, but I know they were trying to fill Nashville back in since it got skipped during all the COVID stuff.
I wouldn't be upset with Nashville either.
So Nash Vegas would be okay, but I'd like it to go back to Indy.
I think Nashville might be one of the funnest as far as the nightlife. Nashville's a pretty cool nightlife town for sure. You can go see a lot of good music, and I like live music. So,
well, nobody in this
West Coast. No one's going to the West Coast. G23. Sorry, bud, you're not going to the West Coast.
Like nobody in this industry likes nightlife. Like everybody is pretty homey. They do the industry stuff and they go inside. Nobody like hangs out. Nobody goes out. So I don't know if Nashville would be the place to go.
Yeah, California is definitely out of the question.
So is Washington. So is Oregon.
The Pacific Northwest has gotten even worse. But even before it got that bad, that's why TriggerCon basically moved. I mean, people weren't going all the way up.
Vegas is as far west as you're going to see anything. Let's just be honest.
Maine would be a pretty decent, I think, state to do something. But who's going to go all the way up to Maine? Right? Yeah, I was just saying. But who's going to go all the way up to Maine to do something, right?
Inram, Alaska. Let's go.
Oh, that'd be pretty.
That would be cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd spend the money to go to Alaska. I would.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, question.
I'd spend the money just to watch Sarah Palin do the opening ceremonies just for that madness.
So I've got
people will lose their shit. Yeah, what's up?
I've got an event idea here that we need to make happen. Maybe we need to talk to John and GOA and their goals or something. But exactly how many people can you get on a cruise ship?
Chase is a cruise aficionado. He could tell you.
Depends on how big a ship you want to take. Because I mean, you go anywhere from.
How big a boy are you?
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking you.
Well, I mean,
so like an average, ships. Not one of the massive ones, but like the average cruise ship.
Could you have, let's say, an NRA attendance show on a cruise ship?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, you could.
Oh,
like on you could fit 25,000 people on a cruise ship?
No, not like that, but you could have like a big convention, like on one of the big mega ships, like that hold 6,000-7,000 people. You could have a pretty sweet event on there, and people would pay for it.
It could be interesting.
Because I mean, you think about it, they do the metal shows on there. They do all these different concerts, like themed cruises. There's tons of themed cruises. I mean,
the gunboat cruise. I like it.
Absolutely.
The gunboat. That would be pretty cool to have, because you got to figure what there'll be. Let's say you can fit 7,000 people. Let's say 2,500 that will be industry probably. So let's say you can fit 5,000 people on that aren't industry. First come, first serve. That could get pretty crazy. Just saying.
Oh, for sure. And you wouldn't even have. I mean, it depends on who all wanted to come and do stuff. I mean, just say you had, 800 industry dudes and the rest were passengers. If you got like, a Mardi Gras or like a Royal Caribbean Oasis or Wonder Sock or Icon class boat, the big ships, you've got 6,000 to 7,000 people you could put on that thing, and everybody's accommodated. You could have a really good time on that.
Would there be room for these companies to have, even if they're like 10 by 10, but like some small booths, or what? How would that work?
Oh yeah, I mean you would have stuff like you could have stuff set up like they do things all over the ship. So you'd have
Well, they've
the
got
theaters,
ballrooms
the
and
lounges.
things, right?
Yeah, you've got theaters, you've got lounges. You can use like the main dining rooms. All you could have stuff set up. The problem is if they would allow actual firearms, even though they're non-functional, on the ship or not, because you have international laws. You have to
international law. Yeah, that could be interesting.
You know.
And if there is a problem, like G says, if there's ever a problem, we just throw the guns all overboard. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. When the government comes looking like, oh, I lost it in a terrible accident, fell off a cruise ship.
They're going to come raid the ship. We'll just throw everything overboard. I don't know. We literally had like the biggest overboard gun display ever. They're all at the bottom of the ocean.
I mean, years ago, they used to shoot skeet off the back of them. So
they still do on some cruises, I hear.
I have outlawed it totally after several years ago now.
Are they really? There was somebody that just like a few months ago was telling me. I think it was one of the Alaska cruises. They were doing it.
Some of the private tours, quote unquote private tours, can get away with stuff like that. But all the
open to the public stuff, yeah.
Yeah, Cunard was your last one, like the really high end, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria, the British Royal Line stuff. They were the last ones to have it, and that all went away 2010s because it wasn't environmentally friendly.
Look at G-Web says some random scuba diver's gonna be out there diving one day. He's gonna hit the jackpot. I tell you, it was just raining guns that day. I tell you, sir. Can you imagine scuba diving and just having 1,000 guns just drop overboard? Like, this is the greatest day of my life.
Oh my God. Well, the obverse of that is like, the problem is like everybody's seen the news lately, the guy on Turks and Caicos that was on a cruise ship that had been hunting and forgot he had like 4 rounds of ammo in his bag.
I saw that. Yeah, that did not go well for him.
He's facing 12 years in jail.
Yeah.
Because that's a British Commonwealth. That could turn out real ugly for all of us too, because we'd have some kind of paraphernalia on us that they wouldn't like in some random British Commonwealth.
Well, if you never docked, though.
It's true. Now, if you did a closed loop, never docked, or you go to like that cruise line's private island, because most of your major cruise lines have a private island in the Bahamas, you can kind of get a lot more leeway with that stuff. And that's the way you probably could do it, is if you go to one of the private islands, you could have...
Or, you have the actual show on the island. And the cruise is just to get out there and all that, maybe.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. Adam, love Adam, what he says here is book it to go through the hostile waters and live like a live pirate hijacker event. I'm the captain now. Only Adam would come up with shit like that. I hope Adam will be there next week. I'm assuming he will, but
well, so here's a thought. We know there's plenty of money in the firearm industry. We know this. We know that. We know the millions upon millions upon millions of dollars spent for something like SHOT Show by the industry.
Yeah,
I have looked up on multiple occasions surplus aircraft carriers. So we just.
I don't even. Okay, I'll bite. Why? Why would you be looking that up?
Then we wouldn't even need a cruise ship. We could literally have it on a surplus aircraft carrier,
a privately rented or purchased.
Exactly.
That needs to be and I know the person that would buy it. I know one person in particular that would be the prime person to sit there and say, Mike, I need for you to go buy an aircraft carrier, and I think he would.
And rent it out, right? Like it'd be a good investment.
I mean, he could put his tanks on there. He could it could be dead air suppressors, like flagship, literally boat. But
right.
I could see Mike saying, "Fuck yeah, let's go buy an aircraft carrier."
That would be the ultimate flex on Kevin Brittingham.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
Oh, you have your Lambo collection. That's cute. I have my.
How about an aircraft carrier, fool?
It's the USS Dead Air back here.
The USS Dead Air. Clover will have to take his private, his celebrity status, his helicopter, fly in and land, make his entrance. But that could become one of those things like, hey, I'm not going to be able to get there till late, but we can land on the aircraft carrier. Like I can have the pilot land there. Like I'm good. We'll meet you out there in the water, you know?
I mean, if we want to be a little better accommodated, there are a bunch of like former cruise ships for sale, and you can still land a helicopter on that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Jesus, we used to want a gun channels aircraft carrier or the old oil liner. Oh, an old oil liner. Yeah. Yeah. That could be kind of cool. Adam says he'll be there next week, flying Thursday, back home Monday. It's his first NRAM since 2019 and the Indy show that he loved as well. So he enjoys Indy as well. So
nice.
Good to see Adam next week. I mean, let's just be honest. I think that if LaPierre had used NRA funds to buy an aircraft carrier, I think people would still be okay with that instead of like the suits and all that. If he were to buy the NRA and aircraft carrier, I think people would have been okay with that. He would have been safe.
Move the show to the aircraft carrier every year.
That's right. You know,
I mean, couldn't you stay in U.S. waters?
You could, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like you wouldn't have to even get into international water. You could just make a trip around the coastline or something.
Yeah, you could do that. And God knows there's plenty of there. I mean, it's not going to be comfortable living, but there's plenty of area for living. I mean, if you've never been on aircraft carrier, I've never been on aircraft carrier, but I've been on naval boats, and the living quarters are not fun, but they're doable. But they're also, there's so much room in the aircraft that they're not going to use. They can just put like, hey, bring your own air mattress and find a spot to live.
But you're not going to have to. You're not going to have to try to book a room. You're not going to have to. Everybody's would be right there. Think of the communication and the. You know
and
what
they
I mean?
have they have a galley there. They can make the food there. I mean, the food is not a problem. I mean,
great networking.
I mean, hey, man,
that's what I'm saying. Everybody would be tight knit
together, shop together, right?
Yeah, you'll be nuts and butts. You'll be tight knit, all right.
Yeah,
guarantee it.
Yeah,
I'm down. I'm down for the aircraft, the gunship, the boat show, if you will. The gun. What do you call it? The gunboat show. That'd be kind of cool. I'm in.
The boating accident tour.
The boating accident tour.
Yeah.
We literally lost all of our guns in the boating accident tour. I think G-Webs needs to take care of that. The gun show loophole tour is now the boating accident tour.
Well, he's got all the Amazon money. He's
got all the Amazon money. I bet you know what? We might even have to buy like a used one. He might be able to find an aircraft carrier on Amazon and through Amazon Vine, Wouldn't that be badass? Yeah. All right. Kyle, I'll give you a few minutes to talk about maybe we haven't talked about Anderson. Anything coming up that you want to talk about? Other than that, where can people find you guys?
You can find us on all social platforms at Anderson Manufacturing, except for X, where we are at Anderson Rifles. Visit AndersonManufacturing.com. Definitely give us a check out. We'll be at NRAM booth 8416. Come see us. If you're at Primary Arms Range Day, definitely swing by. We'll have all of our new lines out there, maybe some surprises for you guys. Other than that, thanks for watching, and Ghost, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, bro. Chase, what's going on at EAA? You want to talk a little bit about what's going on next week at NRAM or anything that you want to talk about? Where can they find you?
You can find us at eacorp.com or, slide on over to the IG. Same thing, EA Corp.
Slide into Chase's DMs, baby.
Yeah, slide the DMs. I am one of the admins, so careful with that. Never know what reply you're going to get.
This is very true.
But yeah, 8205 is where we're going to be at NRAM, so come on out. 11:30. You might see some new hotness on Friday.
11:30 on Friday. Yeah, looking forward to it.
You might get a surprise or two sprinkled throughout that show. We'll see.
You never know. You never know.
Christopher,
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, got some surprises definitely in store. Got to treat certain people real well. You'll see. And then
we do have some surprises. We obviously got a new crown celebrity that's going to be there. So
it's true. It's very true. Need to have a camera crew up there just for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Chris wants to come, I'll rent him a scooter and I'll get him a Brahms ice cream if he shows up.
100%. Are you going to have upscaled security now that Clover might be around?
Oh, you have to. 100%.
Yeah. I think he might be bringing his own security, but it'd be nice to have some additional just in case, You
probably will. For in all seriousness, Armentia needs to wear a security shirt around the entire time.
Yes. With a plate carrier that says security on it.
It's got to be all like bedazzled though.
100%. Like the pink plate carrier. Yes. Bedazzled sunglasses. Oh yeah. Is Armentia coming? Or is that never mind. I should have said it that way. Is Armentia going to NRM?
Well, of course.
Okay. I hadn't heard, so I wasn't sure. Christopher, I know that you won't be there. We're gonna miss you, bro. But what you got going on? For people that might have missed the beginning of the show, what's going on this week, and what you got for reviews coming out?
I just released the BCA 22 mag upper review today. I'm having an absolute blast with that thing. It's a lot of fun. And then Thursday night we're gonna have SAR on the live show, and pretty excited about that. I've been trying to work this out for a long time, getting them on, so should be a pretty good show.
It will be. It'll be fun. Like I said, we'll miss you. We'll miss you next week, but we'll see you in a couple months for sure at TriggerCon, I believe, and then Goals. Or actually, Goals, then TriggerCon, I guess.
Yeah, I'll be at GunCon, and then Goals, and then TriggerCon, and then
so you're gonna see Clover's celebrity at GunCon.
I am. Yeah. I really appreciate you having me on tonight, though. Had a good time.
Oh, always. It was fun. Yeah, for sure. Clover bitch. I mean, Mr. Clover bitch. What you got going on?
It's nothing. Like literally nothing.
Just being famous, just being famous.
No, man, this weather. This has been the craziest spring, rain, storm year that I've seen in a while. Thankfully, we hadn't had anything absolutely horrible, terrible, but we've been in some pretty tight spots multiple times, and some people ain't been nearly as lucky around here, but the range is disheveled at this point from the rain and the wind and other things. So I really got to get some work done on that, but then the rain has to clear out and quit, and you know what I mean, to be able to do that. So I don't know. We'll eventually get it.
Yep. G wants to know how much are the tickets to see Clover. If there's something, there are some. DM me over on Instagram, and I bought a bulk of them.
Ghost is my manager.
They're going to be $25 per ticket, and I've got about 50 of them left. So let me know, and you can PayPal me or Cash at me, and I'll make sure you get those tickets into to see Clover at his celebrity appearances. So,
any of those backstage VIP passes still available?
I do. Those are gonna go for about $250. I only got 2 of them left. So.
Oh, okay, awesome.
I got your Clover champagne room exclusive. Don't worry.
Yeah. Apparently, the 2 that Snob bought, Stacy made him return the 2 VIP passes. So I've got 2 left, but they go for $250 each. And wild shit's gonna happen at that place. I'm just saying, wild shit's gonna happen. Clover in a thong. I'm just saying, maybe Clover in a thong. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen in a VIP party. But no, I'm waiting. Hopefully, till Thursday. May not have rain Thursday. Really nice. Going to try to get some stuff shot before NRAM and all of that stuff. Next Tuesday, we will be going live. Sunday night, we'll be going live again for another back-to-back Ghost and Clover show. So Dover down. That's great. Love it. Yeah, Ghost and Clover show at 8 Central, 9 Eastern, Sunday night. I would say make sure you're following the Ghost and Clover channel, but hell, at this point, I don't even know if they're going to let us have anything on that channel. So just be watching out. But we'll be doing that Sunday night, Tuesday night. This Thursday night, this coming Thursday. Go check out Christmas 740 at, what is that, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Is that right?
Yep.
Go check that show out. Go check out Anderson Manufacturing. Go check out EA Corp. Go check out Christmas 740. If you guys are out there, most everyone that's watching this or listening to this probably knows who Chris is by now. But if you haven't checked out his channel, please do. Chris is doing some of the best work in the gun tuber sphere right now. Cinematography is amazing. Reviews are great. I'm really proud of what you're doing, bro, and really couldn't be happier for your growth, and you deserve every bit of it. But please go check out Christmas 740. Please unsubscribe from CloverTech. He's already got a big enough head.
I do not need. Yeah, I don't need anybody. I don't need.
He's so big. He's turning subs down now.
I turn them away all the time. The time. Yeah. I'm better than that.
He's gonna get back the wood play button. I heard.
The wood play button. They're gonna ask for that back. You keep turning them back now.
Nah. I forgot about the wooden play button. Yeah.
How could you? It's on like your video. You have it on the range with you now.
I forget about it.
Once again, Mass and Gill.
I'm not very appreciative of things. So
he's gonna walk around the show with it. We all know.
I'm thinking about getting him a wrestling championship belt to just walk around NRAM with over his shoulder.
A belt.
Just saying. Why wouldn't he? All right. Thank you guys for watching. It's been almost 2 hours. God. Go check out everybody. Go check out Christmas 740. Don't go check out CloverTech. It's not worth your time. Please go check out Anderson Manufacturing. Go check out EA Corp. Adam's out there. Go check out SDS Imports. Go check out all the guys. G-Webs, Rich White, RTAC, G23's out there. Gary was out there. Go check out all these people that have channels that are putting content out there. I would say Calaveras, but I'm not sure if he's putting more content anymore or not. But go check out all of them. WWE does customized title belts. So does Amazon, and it's gonna be a hell of a lot cheaper than going through WWE, I imagine. We might have some stuff for Clover since he is a new crowned celebrity. He was knighted by the NRA, if that tells you anything. I don't know. Is that something you want to be knighted by? Is the NRA as a celebrity? That might not be a good thing. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hey, you guys. We will see you guys next week. Until then, Semper Fi.